This is all like good mental driving exercise, like having to learn a different concept and something a bit new. Yeah, great. Really, really good through there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect for a warm-up lap. Like, you just went through the motions of making sure you placed it correctly. So on the entry to this next one, make sure we're all the way on the left and we don't turn too late. So we were pretty late turn that time. Just tell it. Even on the cold tyres, trust it a little bit more on the out lap. Just not in that tight corner. Yeah. The faster you're going, the more grip you've got. Yeah, that's better. That was better. It just turned in a bit too well because we were going pretty slow on like a warm-up lap, but that was a good line. And you've been good through here the whole time. That's really good. The main thing through there for you where you'll improve is similar thing, trusting that you've got enough grip to get on the power harder earlier. So down to second gear for this one. Okay, so carry some speed here this time. Just turn and go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we'll just keep doing that. Same for the first corner here. Go quicker than you think and it will turn well. So we still went in a little early that time. We just went... Yeah, we still turned in a little early for the speed we were doing because we slowed it down a little bit early and then we still turned early. I'm going to watch it back. Yeah, we reached the inside probably 15 meters too soon. That was all. I think you're going to knock like 2 seconds at least off your time from the first run in this run if we get one lap where we kind of nail those high speed corners. Yep, forget about getting down to first gear or second gear or whatever we were in there. Focus more on getting over to the left. So like staying off the gas to get you over to the left. Yeah, good. Go, go, go. Yeah, that was great. By far the best you've been through there. That was great. The car went to the correct place on the track because you went in quick enough. Yeah, good line through there as well. Really, really good. So just slightly later turn in for this first corner this time, but go even quicker than before. Yeah, still, yeah, later than that and faster than that. That was still your quickest lap by 8 tenths. Even though there were loads of things that you could have gained time on, so... So full throttle through here. Oh, that was the grass. I've done that, not on this track, but I've had a similar accident to that in real life in a single seater. So, in a car, in a car very much like this, a Formula 3 level car. Just touching the grass on the entry, and then being totally out of control and hitting a tyre wall that was at the corner. Okay, so let's go through here quick again. This next right-hander, same as before, but like maybe even slightly quicker. Okay, so that was too quick, but we didn't, because we didn't even get down a gear that time. You tried to go through there in, you know, in the high gear, but at least you found like the upper limit now. So I'll tell you what speed you attempted. And watch it. Yeah, you also, when you see the replay back, you also didn't really turn very hard. So you went in pretty quick, and you didn't trust that you could turn the wheel far, and so you naturally went wider, because you actually were only putting in a tiny bit of steering angle. Okay, because you've started the lap slow, you're going to have to go in really fast into here. That was better! That was better! Yeah, that was better, even though it was a little bit sketchy. The line was definitely better. And you're always good through here. You can just get on the power harder earlier in the middle of that. Because you've got plenty of downforce, plenty of rear grip at that point. So make sure we get to the left. Yeah, well done. Well done. Yeah, really good. So you're getting your timing through there way better now. Like you're judging when to lift and when to, you know, when to force it to stay to one side. That's good. Yeah, nice. So this is looking smoother. There's still more speed to carry, but it's definitely looking like you're trusting the downforce more. Just a tiny bit hard on the gas for the amount of lock we had on, that's all. It's those exits to the really slow corners. The only place you've got to be careful on the gas. But by total contrast, you don't have to be careful on the gas at all on the exits of the high-speed corners. Yeah, better. You hit the apex at the right point. We were just going a bit slow because of obviously our exit from the last corner. I just want to keep seeing you do it, though, because you're going to chip away at it. Like, you're going to feel how it's supposed to feel, and then it'll just click. Okay, good, good, good. Go, go, go. Yes, that was a decent effort through there. See how smooth it was? You know, you were going quicker, but it was easy. Oh, just held it. Well done. You've got to be even more careful on the gas getting out of that corner. So, yeah, so we didn't get down the gear. That's why it didn't want to turn. We need to get our downshift in, but the line is improving, and you still stuck. You know, we went a little bit wide, but you weren't out of control. It was just now tweaking the line and the timing of the turn. Yeah, good. That was way quicker through there. This is good. Yeah, well held. Well held. Right, you know how to do this double right now. Yeah, good. It really is now like flowing through there. Yeah. And remember to be really careful with your gas on the exit here. Get the wheels straight before you step on it. Good stuff. Still turning a little early. That's why we had to do 2 turns. But you got through the corner and you were going pretty quick. So turn 1 is going to be the one that unlocks it all. But yeah, look, I can just see the confidence. I can see you're like believing in the car a bit in various places. Nicely done. So we can turn in slightly earlier for that right-hand part at the end of that. You think you've gone in too early, but actually then when you do it again, it's too late. Well held. Yeah. So make sure we don't lose the rear here. Okay. So slightly later for turn 1, but just turn when you... Yeah, still a bit early. Still a little bit early, yeah. I think it's because you're going so quick into a corner. Like, you're not used to travelling that fast into a corner. In any of the other cars we normally drive, you'd be going in the barrier if you attempted that kind of entry speed. And so you would naturally, if you arrived there that fast, you'd be like, oh shit, and you would have to start turning to give yourself more room to have an accident, you know, to not just go straight ahead. At least you're giving yourself a bit more distance to slow down. But you just don't need to do that in this car. This car will allow you to take the more like geometrically ideal line at a higher speed because it's got this artificial additional grip. So slightly late turn in that time. That's why you were like a car width wide. You still made it, but if you're going a tiny bit earlier for that one, you'll be quicker. Yeah, I think we want to go in a bit slower for that final corner. Right, this time, slightly later for turn 1, but be really decisive when you turn it. Okay, so you saw that was still too early. That was still too early because it still got to the grass. But it just went. It did exactly what you told it to. But yeah, even though that was like later than normal, because you were like deliberate, because you just went steer all at once, you still got to the inside too soon. So if you can just offset that by another 5 meters, you're going to be perfect. I'm just going to watch it back to see exactly where you went in. Okay, it was because you'd wandered to the middle before you made your proper turn. So you you peeled away from the edge. Yeah, you turned in early and then you did a big turn. Okay, yeah, it's obvious when you see it back. So actually, if you'd waited until the time you did your big turn, if you'd stayed on the left until then, you'd have been fine. But because you'd already done like a gentle turn and then you did the big turn, that's why you got to the inside too soon. So just force yourself to stay left a little bit longer. But not in that one. Yeah, that was... See, that one you could have gone in slightly quicker because you turned in at the right point. Okay, so slightly slower into the final corner just for accuracy. Okay, cool. So this time, stay on the white line on the left until you make the turn. Lovely. Great effort. So, we're getting there now. Yeah, yeah, we just needed to slow it. You know, we need to put some weight on the nose at the point we turned. But much, much better with the turning point. And your speed through the middle of that corner was way higher. I'm just watching it back again. Yeah, so that one we didn't quite have the weight transfer. But good effort though. Good effort. I think you just need to keep trying it and you'll find the best compromise. But just remember, it's bloody fast. Like, you've got to just throw the car in at a really high speed. That's a good line through there. Nice. Yeah, good line through there as well. So your turning point was perfect last time. Just carry a bit more speed. That was slightly later, but you'll find the happy medium. I still think you're too brave in the final corner, but yep, you see, yep, we got to the inside. You can feel, though, you're getting to that curb way before you want to get to the curb. Let's do one more flyer after this. I wish I could, if this was like real life, I could go out and put a big orange marker cone at the point I want you to reach the inside. And I'd say to you, the only thing I want you to focus on is hitting the apex here, not before. It would kind of like drag you around, but there's no visual thing I can put there. I mean, you're consistently way, way quicker than you were in the first run. Like, massively quicker. I mean, through there, you're way better than you were before. Way, way better. It's not perfect, but it's actually very hard to be perfect through that one. Just make sure we get the steering straight, because your line was good. We just kept the steering angle on a bit too long. Right, really fast this time. Later turn in again. Nice! Sweet! That was almost perfect. Almost. And get on the gas early here as well. As soon as the car is getting to the inside through there, as soon as you see it's letting you get to the inside, that's your cue that you've got enough grip to go to full throttle. Oh, I want you to still finish this lap though, so still complete it, because I want the data from turn 1. So just get it to the finish anyway. Yeah, that time you just actually drove yourself onto the grass, I think, on the exit. I'm just watching it back. Yeah, you just stopped turning right. There was a point where you just kind of straightened the wheel when you didn't actually need to just yet. And that then beached you on the curb, and then you were on the grass. Yeah, just finish this one. We'll use it as your turn 1. Yeah, but you won't eventually. This car should be, once you're used to it, very easy to drive just under the limit, because you've got so much surplus of grip. It's only because you're pushing the limits right now. I think you can actually, you're not going to believe me right now, I think you can get some podiums in this car this week, because you will get used to it, and the participation level is relatively low in this series. So it's not like there's loads and loads of people in there and tons of splits. I think you could finish quite high. You'll certainly gain a load of I rating if you finish the races. Okay, so out of this final corner, just remember to get the wheel straight-ish before you really get on the gas. And obviously you couldn't that time because you went in too quick. So just get it over the line, and then I will take the data from that lap as well. Thank you very much. Right, let's... Oh, right, okay. I wonder what you're doing. Right, I'm going to just find that data. Here we go. Would you mind doing that thing again for me where you, like, enter the track and then leave it again? Because I think that really does force an upload. Yeah, and all the laps are suddenly there. Right. That's funny. On the final lap, it has like this little yellow flag icon that I've never seen before. Right, we'll take that one. And we'll also want to take a different one. I want to take one of your actual fastest ones. So we have 4 laps to look at in a moment that are all overlaid with one another. So let's take your actual fastest, which was this 26.7. There we go. Right, let's color code these. So let's make your... I'll make your one that you did turn 1 really well on neon green. And your actual best lap, let's make that like... pink. Hot pink. There we go. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of different things here we can look at, but... Yeah, okay, so this is pretty clear. So let's just look at turn 1 on its own. So I'll just zoom in on turn 1, if it lets me. Go away, notes. That is not how you do it. There we go. Right, so turn 1. Your original lap is the kind of red one here that's got the lowest minimum speed. Obviously, I'm the blue one. Your actual fastest lap is the hot pink one here, where you went significantly quicker through the apex, but you still were nowhere near the maximum. And then your final lap, where it all went tits up, but was a good turn 1, is the green one. And look at the difference. Like, it's crazy, the difference. But you can see why you struggled with the exit and why it got a bit wobbly. Because right at the point you want to be doing the lowest speed, you're actually quicker than me. You're like 5 kilometers an hour faster than me through the middle. And that's because you'd actually started speeding back up earlier. Because you slowed down earlier, you then sped up earlier, which drove you through the middle of the corner a bit too quick. You can see, look when the green line gets back on the gas, you're nearly back to 100% throttle, like here, and I'm not back to 100% throttle till about here. So that's really the difference. Because you've slowed it down earlier, you've thought to you know, subconsciously thought, I'm going I'm going slow enough to get back on the gas now. I'm going too slow for this phase of the corner. So you've then been prompted to accelerate early. Whereas I've gone in quicker, and at that same point, at the point here, I'm still like 20 kilometers an hour quicker on the way in. And that meant I couldn't get on the gas until there. And so it's just kind of, it's a little bit like that double right-hander. By going in quicker, you actually force yourself onto a better compromise. Like, you're going slow at the correct point, and then you drive off the corner faster. So that's all it was. But you just weren't quite confident enough to carry that same entry speed. And so you've got to the inside slightly early, you've slowed it down slightly early, you've got on the gas too early, and then it's pushed you wide on the exit. But it's so much closer to the ideal that it's not even comparable. Like, when you zoom out, just look at the differences in all those lines. So you're just way, way better. You just need to tweak it. And actually, interestingly, on that final lap where it went wrong, where you spun on the exit of the hairpin, you did one of your worst turn 2s of the entire run. You went in way too slow. Probably because of, having a bit of a dodgy exit to turn 1, or knowing that it was a faster version. So keep trying turn 2 more similar to what you were doing before. It's mainly that you can still carry more speed in, and you can still be on the gas harder in the middle. I'm getting to full throttle, 786 meters, like 50 meters earlier than you are, even though I'm already going like 30 kilometers an hour quicker. I'm still getting on the power that much earlier, and that's all just about belief in the car and trusting it's going to do what you tell it to. Obviously, then we had that spin on that lap, so we can probably let's just delete the green lap for the moment so it's not confusing us. And let's make this hot pink lap actually green. So now we're looking at, if it changes, there we go. Now we're looking at your previous best in red versus what your actual fastest lap was. So Wasn't a lot different through turn 2. You didn't really improve that, and that's probably because you were already doing that like the best of all the corners. If we then go through the kink, so the flat out kink here, you actually went slow. Interestingly, slower on your fastest lap again. You weren't as confident. You were completely full throttle by the looks of it. So at least you were keeping the gas down. Don't know why you were slower through there. I'm not quite sure why, but into the hairpin. You know what we were saying earlier about how you're going through the middle of turn 1 quicker than me, and then it was making it harder on the exit? It's a real similar thing here. Although you're now braking later for the hairpin, we're slowing it down too soon, and then trying to drive through the middle of it on the gas, where I don't get on the gas for quite a lot longer after you, and that's why it's pushing you a bit wide. Obviously went on the grass, so you're getting on the gas now at 1633 meters. Yeah, so kind of 40, 50 meters later, I'm starting to get on the power. So if you go in quicker, but just trail the brakes a bit longer, so you're off the brakes by now, and I'm still, actually, yeah, you're off the brakes by now, and I'm still just kind of nibbling on them all the way until about here, because I'm going quicker, and I know I only want to be at the slowest speed by roughly the middle. So, same again, I know this sounds nuts, but go in quicker and be slower in the middle, and then you'll come off quicker as well. You'll get 2 benefits rather than 1. Again though, that's definitely not where you're losing the most time. I wouldn't focus too much on the hairpin. You'll just creep quicker. Entry to the chicane, this is one of the best. This is actually really good. You were slightly slower on your fastest lap, again, than on your previous best. So on your 26.7, you were slower into here than on your 28.0. I don't know why. Maybe because you're probably trying to be more accurate, because you were better in the middle. At this point here, you were better, but then on the left, you were slightly slower. So I don't know. Maybe you're trying to be more accurate. But on this bit though, when we look at the exit onto the uphill section, you were significantly better. So you're doing that right-hander. You're halfway to what I'm doing. So quite a big increase in speed there. It's just maybe a little bit too slow in the middle in order to achieve that, but. Again, you're not losing the most time there. We didn't really focus too much on those 2 corners, so that might be why. But the double right-hander, quite significantly better. And there's still more time to come. There's time in the tank. You went in quicker, you came off quicker, you're quicker in the middle, but there's still 20 kilometers an hour in the middle that you can carry if you just trust it and believe it. If I zoom in a bit and we look at the lines, you can still see the blue line is way tighter on the first part, and although I'm blending wide, I'm still tighter in the middle, and then still making a third apex. So we're just still turning in a little bit late. You're making the corner because you've got the downforce, because you're going in quicker than before, but if you just make it hit that first apex and blend a little bit less wide in the middle, you'll still have enough room to make it. It's again just trusting the entry speed, and it will. And stopping the deceleration, if I zoom back in, I'm still decelerating all the way till here, but it stops. Whereas you've decelerated more and more and more. Yours ends about here, but you've done more of it. So, again, I'm obviously not criticising you. It's just there is a chunk of time because you're not used to a Formula 3 car yet. It's exactly what I see in real life. If ever I sit next to someone in a real life car with downforce, obviously not a single-seater, but a prototype car, it's exactly the same. You're like, no, you can go even quicker than that. Really? No, even quicker than that. Actually, quite a lot quicker than this. And people are like, you must be kidding. Like, how can it do it? But it just can. So, and then the last corner, completely the opposite. Last corner, you're going in quicker than me again in the middle. So, quite similar on the deceleration. This is making it look a bigger difference than it really is. If we zoom out, you can see we're all 3 of our laps are quite similar deceleration, but the green stops decelerating. At this point here, you come off the brakes and let it roll on in, where I stay on from here to here. There's a bit extra just to get the minimum speed down enough so there's no danger of going deep on the exit. So the trends then. High-speed corners, still a bit more potential to go in quicker. In the one, like turn 2, also get on the power harder in the middle. The low-speed corners, the 2 really low speed, the hairpin and the final corner, you're actually too fast in the middle. So just make the middle part of the corner that little bit slower to give you a better exit. But the biggest time gains, definitely still, I think, perfecting turn 1. Obviously, this wasn't the one you did it the best. So just carrying the speed, but making sure you hit that apex at a slightly lower speed than you did on the lap where we went deep. I'm just going to show you it again. So there, we were already trying to get back on the gas. It's just slightly too fast here. Not much, just slightly. I can hear the throttle. Yeah, you're on the gas like here. Whereas I'm not on the gas till here. That's the only thing, really. If you do that line, you see it just went. It did it. You turn the wheel and it went, turn. We were just a little bit too confident on the gas. So that's that one. And then the double right-hander. Oh, hang on. This isn't a good lap to watch it. I've just skipped to a different lap. So double right-hander. And again, I've just chosen your fastest lap. You might well have done some of these corners better on these subsequent laps. Yeah, that was not bad. It was just a little bit slow. I'm going to watch each of them, actually, just to see which one you did it best. So I'm being fair. So this is the 26.777. It's the second quickest lap, maybe. A little bit late turning in. Yeah, the only reason it's scrub... So we've still got a gap to the left. And we missed this first apex. So we want to have no gap to the left and make sure we hit that first apex. But do the same speed as we did here. And it will naturally just... It won't then flow this wide. It will flow half a car width or a car width less wide, but still with a gap to the inside, so you've got a nice arc all the way through. The reason we went that wide was purely because we weren't using all the track on the entry, and we weren't using all the track at the apex, so we had half a car width to play with that time. Let's look at another one. This one, 27.2, looked like quite a good one. So still, this was better. Like here, we're on the inside, but then we just like let the car float to this point here where we've got quite a big gap again. So when you've already got a narrow track, giving away that much entry space is really making your angle tighter into here. And again, same thing here. So this was one of your fastest laps still, and look how much space we've got to the apex. So you're literally, if you look at how much room you give yourself from there to there, you've basically given yourself like a car and a half width to use. You can use so much more track, and it will just go way, way faster through there. Let's look at one more, 27.7, just as a final reference. It's definitely a pattern, though. So I think it's worth talking about it, because you are doing it consistently. Let's look at this one. So slightly better, maybe? Slightly closer, but still quite a long way from it. And exactly the same. So... like a long way. So that will unlock your confidence to carry even more speed through here, because you'll just find the car will go in better, and you'll be like, oh, I could have gone faster. Oh, I could have gone even faster. And then the downforce will work better. Everything will just flow better. So there's just in that one corner alone, even though that was still way better than you doing it in the first run, there's shitloads of time. Just from an easy little tweak of just placing the car wider on the entry and not getting there and going, oh shit, there's a corner, like you've already missed it. Like getting it to the left nice and early here, so you want to already be positioned on the left so you can see into this one better, and when you get to like here, you're like, that curb is mine, I'm going there, poof, straight to it, instead of waiting slightly too long. You see, when you actually put the angle on, it's like, hang on, if I go slow-mo, it's like, now, too late. Like, you've already missed your opportunity to get there. So that's going to be it. The car can just do what you tell it to better than you expect. Right, that's a lot of blabbing again from me. But